Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you all today about taxes. I know for some of you it might be a scary subject. I know when I got started, I didn't know what does this mean now. I'm gonna have to pay money. I was nervous. I was scared. I didn't know exactly what I should be doing now that I own my own business. Now, I'm not a tax person, and I cannot give you the ins and outs and everything. But what I can do is get you off on a pretty good start so that you're going to be okay and all set and ready to get your taxes done in 2015. So I'm just going to go over a couple things that I've learned throughout the last 3.5 years and some of the things I wish I would have done in the beginning versus waiting till later on in the business. And it would have made things a lot easier. The very first thing that I would suggest that each of you guys do to make your life a whole lot easier is to go open a business account. Most of you are going to be able to open a business account with literally $20. You can put that business account in your name. Mine, it works independent distributor for It Works Global, Lisa Fuller, whatever you want it to be. And if you start to do all your transactions that you do for your business off of just that account, because with that account, they're going to give you a debit or a credit card. If you start using that card and doing all your transactions that have to do with business off of that account and keeping your personal life separate in a separate bank account, that makes life a whole lot easier and a whole lot easier for you to figure out your taxes. So that's the first thing I would do. The second thing that I would do is your first year, it's not hugely important, but I would start talking to someone about forming an LLC or an S corporation. Barry and I are doing that this year. I wish we would have waited till a long time ago to do it. And you can talk to your tax person. They can get you a tax lawyer, somebody that can tell you all about that kind of stuff. Now, if it's your first year in the business, chances are you're not going to be making kind of money, and it can happen very quickly in this business, and that's what I want to reiterate. Don't wait around to start doing things. Talk to people, find out now. Anybody that you do go talk to, those are all free. You can interview people. You want to find the right person to take care of your finances. But in It Works Global, the business can happen really quickly. Things happen so quickly in this business. We went from overnight making nothing to just within 5 months making thousands of dollars. So is it possible? Yes. But for most of you, this very first year, you're going to be just fine. And you're going to be able to you'll be fine when it comes to taxes. So I wanted to kind of just go over some of the things that you can write off so that you guys can start knowing what can I write off? What can I write off? Anything that has to do with your business is a tax write-off. Therefore, gas mileage, when you are driving to trainings, when you are driving to and from parties, when you are driving people to, meet somebody for coffee to talk about the business. All those are considered mileage towards your business. Now, the best thing that you can do for that is there's two different ways to go about doing it. If you guys go to your phones, there's apps in your phone that actually track your mileage for you. It's super easy. You can download any one of the apps, and every single time you get in the car, you will click on that app, you will put in where you're going, who you're meeting and why, and you're going to put in the miles you started at, and you'll put in the miles you finished at. That'll keep track of it for you in your phone, and if your phone is cloud-based, it's going to go ahead and save all that stuff for you so nothing can get lost. And at the end of the year, you would just hit total, and it's going to give you the total mileage. Plus, having that app means that you've recorded it all. Now, you can't just go out and you can't say, all right, I drove 50,000 miles. You have to have it recorded, where you went, who you were going to see, what it was for, and then, of course, how many miles were driven. Another way to do that, and it's very easy, is just to go to Office Max or Office Depot and go ahead and grab a mileage book. You can ask them right when you walk in, and they'll tell you where they are, and you can start tracking your miles. As long as it's written down and you have written where you were going, that it was for business, and the ending and beginning miles on your car, you are good to go. You can write off those miles, and you're going to get money back at the end of the year, or money towards your taxes, because that's a business expense. So mileage is one of the things. What else is a tax write-off? Well, you now being a business owner, a lot of us work out of our house, and therefore my office space and Barry's office space in the house are actually tax write-offs. How is that a tax write-off? Well, this is where we work. So you're actually going to be able to write off some of the bills in your house. You're going to be able to write off a portion of your electric bill, a portion of your gas bill, a portion of your internet, all of that. So that's something that your tax person can help you write off and work with. They're going to have you measure in your house and the square footage, and then they will figure all that out for you. It's nothing you have to figure out on your own. So that's one of the things you do get to write off. Business phone, your cell phone. If you percentage of your cell phone, you will track how much you paid for the year and then how much of that you use towards business. A tax person will also help you figure that out. I actually have a business phone and a regular phone. I do all my business on the one phone, so that is a complete write-off for me. Samples. All of your auto shipments that you use for samples are all write-offs. Therefore, every month when Barry and I order our products that we're going to give away and give out as samples, that's all a write-off. So you're going to want to keep all your auto shipment receipts. And again, if you have a business account that auto shipment comes right off of, you will not need the receipt, because you can just print out every single month. You can go ahead and take your statement and print it out and write next to it what it was for. Travel. Anything you do an hour away from your home is considered travel expenses. So therefore, if you fly someplace, that plane ticket was 100% write-off. If you drive someplace with a rental car, that's 100% write-off. If you get a car after you get to the place, that's 100% write-off. If you get a hotel room when you're traveling, that's a write-off. Anything you do for travel that is, I believe, I'm not positive of the miles away from home. It could be 60 miles away from your home, or it might be farther. You can find out from your tax person. That is all 100% write-off. Now, food. Food is a write-off. Anytime you go out to eat, and you are meeting and talking about it works or doing it works, you can write that meal off 50%. So let's say that I went out to eat today and met Angela Jockett, and Angie and I met at McDonald's. We met at McDonald's to have a coffee and go over the training that we're planning here in Phoenix. That would be a business lunch, and therefore I can take that lunch, and let's say that lunch cost 20 bucks. I could write off $10. I could write off half of that lunch. If you take clients out to dinner, let's say you have a team of people that you're going to take out and you're going to treat your team to dinner, that's also a 50% write-off. So you're going to want to make sure that you tell the who, what, when, where, and why. That's what the tax people want to know. They want to know where you were going, where you were at, so McDonald's, what you were doing there. I met with Angie to talk about upcoming training. And I told the who, what, where, when, and why all right there. And that way you have good record of it. Now again, if you are using a business card, you can simply write on your credit card statement what that meeting was about. That's good enough. You don't have to save your receipts, although I do recommend that you do save your receipts just in case. It never hurts to have those. Office supplies. If you bought a computer for your business, if you bought a printer for your business, if you bought printing paper, if you bought a stapler, if you bought pens, pencils, all of that stuff, anything that you bought that had to do with It Works in your office is a write-off. You need to make sure that you are keeping all those receipts or using your business card and keeping good notes of what that transaction was for. Entertainment. If you, for instance, within 24 hours of talking business, also do something entertainment with that person, that is a 50% write-off. So let's say that I have one of my distributors, Doreen Johnson, comes into town to do a training, and while she's here, I also take her to go golfing. That would be a 50% write-off, because we are doing something I'm doing something for my team member that has to do with entertainment, going to a movie, anything like that. That can be a 50% write-off as long as you talk business with the person that you went with within 24 hours. Website fees. your $20 every month that you pay for your eSuite, that's all 100% write-off. The other thing that's 100% write-off is any other website fees. Let's say you had someone make you a website. Let's say that you are paying to advertise on Facebook. Advertisement, that's 100% write-off. Any kind of advertisement. If you were to advertise in a magazine, if you were to, your Blitz cards, those are considered advertisement. Those are 100% write-off. Your t-shirts, anything that you buy from the It Works store is a write-off for your business. Contests and awards. When Barry and I flew 2 families to Florida for a contest that we ran, that was 100% write-off for us. We actually got to write that off on our taxes. So anything that you do for your teams in the form of contests or awards, it's 100% write-off. Anything you do for a team, if it's a gift, you can write up to $25 per person for gifts. So if I were, for instance, to get Angie a purse as a gift for a distributor, then I could write up to $25 of that purse off. However, if I give Angie that purse as an award or as a prize, I can write 100% of that off. Freelancing. Let's say somebody comes in and they do something for you. Let's say they came and they put your furniture together for your office. You can write off up to $500. I believe it's $599 per person for freelancing without having to 1099 them. Business parties, team parties. Any team parties I have at my house that were solely based for the business, that's a write-off. Expos and trainings, anything I buy for my expo table, any expos. If I go pay $500 to be in a wedding show, that's a write-off. If I, at that show, buy things for the expo table, that's a write-off. If I had to travel to get there, that's a write-off. Expos and trainings, period, are write-offs. Let's say I rented a hotel conference room, that's a write-off. Moving expenses. For Barry and I to move here, we moved here because we wanted to build the business here. Your moving expenses, talk to your tax person, that can be a write-off. Your vehicle, if it's a new vehicle, that can be a huge write-off for you as well. So ask your tax person to let you know the ins and outs and what you can and can't do. Even the rent of your house is going to be partial write-off if you have office space in there, something you use in an office. Now, what is considered office space? Any place that you only do business for your business in. For instance, in my office, I only do It Works. My office, my kids don't use my office. They have another area in the house that they do their stuff. This is solely for It Works Global, and so is Barry's space. So that is also what is I can't think of the word right now, I'm so tired, but that's considered that office space. So again, if you don't have an office space in your house, I would definitely make sure that you get one because that's going to be a great write-off for you. So pretty much, rule of thumb is anything is a write-off for you. If you go get that business account and use a business account card and every transaction that happens that has to do with business comes off that card, it's going to be very easy for you to do your taxes at the end of the year because all you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go there, print off all your sheets, and there's all your invoices, and you'll just have to add up totals, which is very nice. Whereas if you have it coming out of your business and out of your personal, you're going to be a mess trying to figure out where everything is. Also, if you don't have the actual receipt, but you write on your statement, on your credit card statement, what exactly it was for, that's a write-off. So you don't have to have the actual receipt. The business account is good enough. So I would definitely highly suggest that if you do not have a business account yet, you open one, that you start to run every part of your business out of there, including your auto shipments and your websites. And that's how I would run it. That's the best way I can explain it to you guys. So I'm still learning. We're only 3.5 years in. I know it can get overwhelming, but I can tell you if you start the good practices now, it will not be overwhelming at the end of the day. And for most of you, You're going to be just fine. It's your first year. Those of you that are getting into that second year, it's really time to buckle down and make sure that you're starting to separate things. Keep every receipt, because I will tell you what, without our receipts, Barry and I would have owed the government a lot of money. And we put a lot back into our business. So you want to make sure you get credit for the things that you are putting back into your business to grow your business. So I hope this helped out a little bit. I want to wish you all a lot of luck, and hopefully that gave you a little bit, a couple tips and things that you need to do. And keep it simple. Just keep it real simple. Keep everything together, and it will make your life a whole lot easier. So thanks, guys.